Welcome to today's video where we explore some interesting coins that carry more than their face value. Each coin tells a part of history, and we'll begin with one from the mid-1980s. Our first coin is the 1985 D. Roosevelt dime, struck at the Denver Mint. At first glance, it looks no different from the dimes we use every day, but collectors know that within ordinary coins, rare examples sometimes emerge. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946, honoring President Franklin Delano Roosevelt not only for his leadership during difficult times but also for his connection with the March of Dimes campaign, which raised awareness and funds for polio research. Designed by John R. Sinek, the dime has kept its look for decades, Roosevelt's profile on the front and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the back, representing liberty, peace, and strength. By 1985, the U.S. Mint had long since shifted from silver to a copper, nickel-clad composition. The new clad coins had been introduced in 1965, when the rising price of silver made it impossible to continue striking dimes in 90% silver without exceeding their face value. The clad composition gave the coin its familiar silver-like appearance but with a copper core, which can be seen when looking at the edge of the coin. The Denver Mint, where this coin was produced, was responsible for striking huge numbers of circulating coins. In 1985, hundreds of millions of dimes were minted there, all marked with the D just above the date on the obverse side. The Denver Mint was known for high-volume production, and most of these dimes immediately entered everyday commerce, used in shops, parking meters, and change jars. Naturally, most coins picked up scratches, wear, and loss of luster from daily handling. But not every coin followed the same path. Some 1985 D dimes were set aside before they entered circulation. These may have been kept in original mint sets, collected directly from banks, or simply stored away by chance. Coins that were preserved in this way sometimes retained their full luster, sharp strike details, and smooth surfaces. Collectors carefully look for such examples because they stand out from the typical worn dimes that are still common today. Condition plays a major role in determining whether a coin has collectible value. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC evaluate coins under magnification and assign a grade on the Sheldon scale, ranging from poor condition all the way to perfect mint state. A 1985 D dime in circulated condition will remain worth its face value, but one in pristine mint state, graded MS66 or higher, can be a challenge to find and highly sought after by collectors. Another factor that attracts attention is minting errors. During the production of millions of coins, mistakes sometimes occur. These might include off-center strikes, die cracks, or double dies, where the design shows doubling on the lettering or date. While not every error is valuable, unusual ones can bring premiums far above the normal price of a dime. Collectors enjoy hunting for these small variations, and the 1985 D dime is no exception. Over the years, Roosevelt dimes have gained a steady following in the collecting community. Some enthusiasts build complete sets covering every year and mintmark from 1946 to the present, while others focus only on high-grade modern issues. The challenge is not in finding an example from each year, but in locating the rare survivors that remain in superb condition. That is why coins like the 1985 D dime attract so much interest when they appear in auctions or private sales. The 1980s may not feel like distant history, but coins from that period now represent nearly 4 decades of circulation. Finding coins from the mid-1980s that still look as fresh as the day they were minted is increasingly difficult. That rarity is what drives the premium value, as collectors recognize that very few flawless examples have survived the test of time. Many coin hunters today still search rolls of dimes, hoping that one of these elusive pieces might appear. The excitement lies not in the common finds but in the possibility of uncovering something extraordinary. Each time a collector examines a freshly opened roll, the chance of spotting a rare survivor keeps the hobby alive and engaging. Even though the odds are slim, the rewards can be substantial when a high-grade 1985 D dime is discovered. Most 1985 D dimes will forever remain worth just 10 cents, no matter how many are checked. But the small number of coins that escaped wear, combined with careful grading and collector demand, created a different story. These standout pieces are where everyday change meets the world of numismatics. And so, while the ordinary 1985 D dime is simply another coin in circulation, the rarest examples in outstanding mint state condition have reached impressive figures. One such coin was sold for $71,000, showing how even a modern dime can achieve a remarkable place in today's collector market. This coin serves as a reminder that value is not always tied to age or metal content, but often to rarity, condition, and collector demand. A piece as small and familiar as a dime can hold a story worth preserving, making the search for these hidden treasures a rewarding journey for both new and experienced collectors alike. Our second coin is the 1988 D Roosevelt dime, another small piece of American change that carries more history than its size suggests. At first sight, it looks just like the coins that have been passing through pockets and cash registers for decades, but taking a closer look shows why some examples from this year have gained special attention from collectors. The year 1988 was part of a decade of steady coin production at the United States Mint. The Denver facility, marked by the D Mint mark above the date, was responsible for striking hundreds of millions of dimes. Most of these went directly into daily use, where they quickly picked up wear from circulation. Yet, as always, a few examples were saved before use, held in mint sets, or carefully preserved by chance, and these are the coins that today stand apart. The Roosevelt dime series itself had already been around for more than 40 years by the late 1980s. Its familiar design by John R. Sinek shows President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front, honoring his leadership and his role in the March of Dimes campaign against polio. On the back, the torch, olive branch, and oak branch stand as enduring symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. This unchanged design ties coins like the 1988 D dime to every generation since 1946, giving them both continuity and recognition. For collectors, the interest in the 1988 D dime is not in its design but in its rarity in top condition. Circulated examples remain worth face value, but coins that have survived with sharp details, full luster, and clean surfaces stand out immediately. When these coins are examined and graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, the difference in value becomes clear. A dime that might seem ordinary to most people takes on an entirely new importance when it is confirmed as one of the very few surviving in near-perfect state. Another layer of interest comes from minting errors. While the Denver Mint maintained strict standards, small mistakes still appeared among the millions of coins produced. Collectors often seek out off-center strikes, double dies, or other irregularities that make one dime unique compared to the rest. These errors, combined with strong grades, create coins that are far more than just pocket change. Some errors may look small to the casual eye, but in coin collecting, even slight differences can create major appeal. Over the decades, coins from the 1980s have become increasingly harder to find in flawless condition. They may not be ancient, but 4 decades of circulation means that most surviving examples have long since lost their brilliance. That is why high-grade pieces from this period are valued so highly. They are scarce in a way that mintage numbers alone do not reveal. Collectors know that the Denver Mint produced a huge supply, but the actual number of coins surviving in near-perfect mint state is only a fraction of that. The 1988 D Roosevelt dime is a perfect example of this idea. It shows how an everyday coin can carry unexpected importance when preserved under the right circumstances. For most people, it is simply 10 cents. But for collectors, it represents a challenge to find, a prize to hold, and a reminder that even modern coins can develop into significant collectibles over time. Each high-grade dime from this year reflects both careful preservation and a bit of luck, since very few avoided the scratches and wear of circulation. Even the smallest details can make a big difference. Luster, the sharpness of the date, and the clarity of Roosevelt's profile all contribute to a coin's appeal. Collectors often spend hours examining dimes under magnification, noting the subtle differences that separate a regular coin from a rare find. Many also consider provenance, or the history of a coin's ownership, as part of its story. Coins that have been well documented or were part of notable collections tend to attract more interest. This attention to detail is why a coin from 1988, which may look ordinary at first glance, can suddenly become a standout piece in a collection. As with many modern coins, the value difference between a circulated example and a top-graded one is dramatic. A worn dime will never rise above its face value, but a coin preserved in mint state becomes something entirely different in the eyes of numismatists. It bridges the gap between ordinary change and true collectible, proving that quality and rarity matter more than age alone. Today, the value of the 1988 D dime in the rarest and most carefully preserved condition has been firmly established among collectors. While ordinary examples remain common, those few that meet the highest standards of quality are valued at $64,000. This figure shows how a dime that once passed quietly through daily commerce can now be recognized as a standout piece in the Roosevelt dime series, making it a significant part of modern coin collecting. This value highlights how even a modern coin can become highly sought after when preserved in exceptional condition. It also reminds collectors that patience and careful handling can turn ordinary coins into remarkable pieces. Coins like the 1988 D Roosevelt dime show that history, rarity, and quality often matter more than age or metal content. Third coin we are exploring today is one that has captured the imagination of collectors across the country, the 1997 D Roosevelt dime. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin, the kind you might find in your pocket or at the bottom of a drawer. But for those who truly understand the thrill of rare coins, this dime is a hidden treasure, a perfect example of modern minting excellence combined with extraordinary preservation. The year 1997 might feel recent, but in the world of numismatics, it's a year that produced some truly remarkable coins. The Denver Mint, marked with the familiar D, was responsible for striking millions of dimes that year. Most of these coins went straight into circulation, passing from hand to hand, yet a very small number emerged with a level of quality and care that would make them invaluable to collectors decades later. What makes this 1997 D dime so fascinating is the precision of its design. John R. Sinek's portrayal of President Roosevelt remains iconic. Every detail from the determined expression to the flowing hairlines has been preserved with incredible clarity. In certain examples from this year, the strike is exceptionally sharp, giving depth to the features in a way that few coins manage to achieve. Even though it's a modern coin, the 1997 D dime represents a story of rarity that few people expect from coins produced in such large quantities. Most dimes show wear after circulation, losing their luster and smoothness over time. But the coins that have survived untouched tell a different story, a story of careful preservation, perhaps stored in a protective album or a safe, escaping the daily wear and tear that affected so many others. Collectors are especially drawn to these dimes because they embody both history and art. While they may not be centuries old, they reflect the meticulous standards of the Denver Mint at the time. The attention to detail in the strike, combined with the preserved surface, creates a coin that is visually stunning, almost like a miniature work of art. Every ridge, every curve, every letter along the rim speaks to quality that can only be appreciated in person. What makes this coin even more intriguing is the rarity of finding one in perfect condition. While millions were minted, only a fraction survived in pristine form. This scarcity, combined with its aesthetic appeal, has made the 1997 D dime one of the most sought-after coins among modern collectors. People look for coins with flawless luster, with no scratches, discoloration, or imperfections, a combination that is hard to find, even in coins from recent years. The 1997 D dime also carries with it a sense of nostalgia for collectors who grew up with Roosevelt's face on the dime. It's a familiar design, yet in this particular example, it feels extraordinary because of its exceptional preservation. Holding this coin, one can almost imagine it fresh from the mint, glimmering under the lights as it rolled off the press, waiting for decades for the right collector to recognize its true value. Professional grading plays a big role in identifying and appreciating these coins. Experts examine the strike, the luster, and the overall eye appeal to determine which coins deserve the highest recognition. When a 1997 D dime meets these rigorous standards, it becomes a piece of numismatic excellence, a coin that commands respect and admiration. Over time, the 1997 D dime has gained a reputation as a hidden gem. It's not the type of coin that immediately stands out in a collection of circulated dimes, but once it's recognized for its quality, it becomes unmistakable. It's a coin that evokes excitement among enthusiasts because it represents both rarity and perfection, a combination that is rare even in coins from decades past. Now, after years of admiration and careful collecting, the 1997 USA 1 dime has established itself as one of the most coveted modern dimes. Its current coin value stands proudly at $55,000. This value reflects not only the coin's rarity and exceptional condition but also the recognition among collectors that it is a piece of history worthy of preservation. Owning this dime is about more than the monetary figure, it is about holding a tangible piece of modern numismatic history. Each detail, each preserved ridge, each perfect feature represents the care and attention that has allowed this coin to survive in such pristine condition. This coin also reminds us that rarity is not always found in centuries-old currency. Even in the late 1990s, coins like this could emerge, perfectly preserved and highly desirable. It is a testament to the fact that collectors who pay attention, who carefully preserve, and who recognize quality can uncover treasures even in the modern age. The 1997 dime story is a celebration of the artistry of coin production, the thrill of collecting, and the satisfaction of discovering a coin that has remained untouched and brilliant for decades. It is a modern classic, a small piece of metal that carries enormous significance for those who understand the nuances of numismatics. The 1997 USA 1 dime stands as proof that even in modern times, coins can captivate and inspire. Its rarity, quality, and story make it a true gem of modern numismatics. Fourth and last coin we are uncovering today is one that represents both modern craftsmanship and the thrill of rarity, the 2004 USA 1 dime. At first glance, it seems like an everyday coin, the kind that might jingle in your pocket unnoticed. But for collectors who understand the subtle magic hidden in coins, this dime is a remarkable piece, a modern gem whose story goes far beyond its face value. The year 2004 was a time of change and innovation in the United States. Everyday life was fast-paced, and coins like the dime were simply part of the background. Yet, within the Philadelphia Mint, marked by its P mint mark, every coin was created with meticulous care. Millions were produced for circulation, but among them were a select few examples whose quality and preservation would set them apart for decades. What makes this 2004 dime stand out is its near-perfect condition. Unlike many coins that spend years being handled, exchanged, and worn, this particular dime has retained its original sheen, with surfaces that are nearly flawless. The metal gleams under light, and the design details are sharply defined, revealing the artistry of the strike in a way that ordinary circulated coins cannot match. Collectors are drawn to this coin not just for its appearance, but for its rarity in pristine form. While millions were minted, very few examples have remained untouched by wear, giving this dime a special status among enthusiasts. It's a coin that challenges collectors to look carefully, rewarding those who recognize the rare combination of preservation and quality. The charm of the 2004 dime lies in its ability to connect the past with the present. Though it is a modern coin, it carries forward the legacy of American coinage traditions. Its design is familiar, yet in this pristine example, every line, every contour stands out with remarkable clarity. Observing it closely, one can appreciate the precision of the strike and the care that has allowed it to survive in such condition. For collectors, the thrill of discovering such a coin is amplified by its scarcity. Most 2004 dimes in circulation show signs of handling, from scratches to slight discoloration. But this particular specimen has avoided all of that, giving it a near-mint quality that is exceedingly rare in modern coins. Its preservation makes it a sought-after piece, drawing attention from enthusiasts who understand that rarity is not just about age, but about condition and care. The journey of this dime from the mint to a collector's hands is part of what makes it so special. It is a tangible reminder that even in the 21st century, coins can emerge as treasures when carefully maintained. Its survival in such exceptional condition elevates it from a simple piece of currency to a collectible with significant appeal. As collectors study the 2004 dime, they notice the subtle details that differentiate it from its everyday counterparts. The precision of the strike, the sharpness of the lettering, and the flawless surfaces all contribute to a coin that is more than just a dime, it's a miniature piece of modern numismatic excellence. Every angle reveals its quality, and every glance reminds enthusiasts why some coins stand out above the millions of ordinary examples produced. This dime also tells a story of patience and discovery. It represents the thrill of finding a hidden gem among the countless coins produced for daily life. Every collector who spots one in such exceptional condition experiences a moment of excitement and wonder, appreciating the coin for its rarity and perfection. Its brilliance is not only in the metal but in the journey it has taken to survive unscathed. From careful handling to thoughtful storage, every step has preserved its pristine state. It's a coin that evokes admiration and inspires collectors to seek out similar treasures. There is also a quiet joy in examining its details up close. The surface reflects light in a way that seems almost alive, and the edges remain sharp, untouched by time or circulation. Holding it, you can sense the care it has received, and the respect collectors have for coins that endure in perfect condition. This dime invites curiosity, sparking conversations among collectors about preservation, minting quality, and the subtle characteristics that set it apart. Even small differences in luster, texture, or strike can transform a common coin into a prized collectible. It's these nuances that make the hobby so endlessly fascinating and rewarding. The 2004 PUSA 1 dime is a testament to what makes coin collecting endlessly fascinating: the thrill of discovery, the appreciation of fine detail, and the chance to own something extraordinary in a world of common currency. And after decades of careful preservation, its coin value today stands at $38,000, a remarkable recognition of its rarity, quality, and the prestige it holds among modern collectors. This coin is more than just currency, it's a piece of history, a symbol of patience and dedication in the world of collecting. If you enjoyed exploring this modern treasure with us, imagine the excitement of uncovering more hidden gems in the world of coins. Don't forget to stay curious, keep hunting for rare finds, and share in the thrill that only coin collecting can offer. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more amazing stories about rare and valuable coins.